have a challenge rating of 1/2 and are in the basic rules. They appear in Lost Mine of Phandelver, Princes of the Apocalypse, Dungeon of the Mad Maids,
One second.
Half-orcs are well suited as barbarians. Feel like able to endure what would be knockout blows for the races. This all core.
Let me get my blankie. There's my little blankie. Greetings, Emperor of the Cosmos. Greetings, Colin Fuller. It's QuarenSTREAM time. I'm just bored. I don't have anything to talk about. I'm just straight up bored. Let's treat it like a Q&A, I guess. I got podcasts you can ask about. I got a new Facebook page. I got Twitter. New G&G coming up. I started writing a new G&G yesterday. I'll probably film it tonight. Like what kind of films? Are you talking about the short films I've directed, or like the actual movies that I've worked on? Because I worked on Paula Peril and the Serpent Cult. I worked on a movie with Keanu Reeves. But I've made a couple like horror parody short films, and I plan on making more of those. In the country and world aren't dying. Can you guys still see me? It was just like a little horror movie with Keanu. I only worked on the movie with Keanu Reeves for one day, and I didn't see Keanu. So it's not even a big deal. He's a humble guy anyways. So I hear. I think it was maybe a horror movie or a thriller. It wasn't an action movie. I don't think it was. The scene I was watching movie from a few years ago. God, the lighting is terrible. I'm too backlit. Internet's fine on my side. Don't know why I'm breaking up. Coronavirus does suck. I can't go to game night anymore, for one thing. I can't even eat out. I have to do all my schooling online, which isn't too bad, but I did kind of enjoy going to class. I can't go to Dungeons and Dragons anymore. I can't go to game night anymore. And I really want to play Dungeons and Dragons right now. We have one more night left. We have one more session left of the current campaign we're in, and then we move on to the next campaign. Because in this current campaign, I play a noble rogue, and in the next campaign, I play a lizard folk, oathbreaker, paladin, urban bounty hunter, which is a lot of stuff. Shout out to Other K. Welcome to the chat. I'm hungry. But I can't eat out, and I don't have any money because no one's working in coronavirus. No one's working. So no one has any money. I'm starving. I'm actually applying for new jobs to see if I can get some online work. Some of my job applications reviewed. Just got an email about it. Hopefully I'll get hired somewhere. Hopefully the local CVS will hire me. 5 minutes from my house. Decent hours. Not too much lifting because, I have a bad back. I'm actually working on a short film right now for my black and white horror parody series, if anyone wants to hear about it. It's really offensive. It's really offensive. The Attack of the Crab Monsters, the movie with the crabs that have the weird eyes, like the weird human eyes, and then they like speak at the end of the movie. Is that Attack of the Crab Monsters? Because I think I reviewed that on this channel. I think I actually reviewed that movie back when I did reviews on this channel and not the second channel. Oh, you'd like to hear about it. So the current short film that I want to make is called Night of the Living Abortion. It's not political in any way. It's just offensive. It's about an aborted baby that comes back for revenge. It's gonna be awful. I just gotta find a cast and money. Vladimir Putin's gonna be president of Russia for life. Thank you, Colin. It's not a movie that... It's not... the movie's not really going to be making a statement about abortion at all. I just thought of the title because I was making this joke. And I told someone that their father calls their birthday the night of the living abortion because they were supposed to be aborted. And then I was like, that's a good horror movie film. So that's it. It has no real political drive behind it. But I haven't written it yet, so you never know what'll happen. I really don't want to talk about Russia, man. Welcome to the chat, Ice Ghidorah. We actually had a lot of people jump into the stream like right away. I guess everyone's bored at home with coronavirus. Get it? Coronal? It's like the coronavirus, but tighter. Is that supposed to say demonetized? I was demonetized a long time ago. My whole channel was demonetized a long time ago. a long, long time ago. Does anyone listen to the Tabletop Recap podcast? My weekly gaming podcast? Okay. Anyone listen to any of the podcasts? Because B3 Podcast is a whole thing now. There's a B3 Podcasts Facebook page. There's 3 different podcasts under our banner right now. Yeah, hold on one second. Here we go. So yeah, B3 Podcasts is my podcast banner. Here is the Facebook page for it. Oh crap, I changed my password. Boner. Yeah, I can't access the page right now because it won't let me sign in. But I could send you the link. I should do it. Well, what's your book? I don't care if you promote it on here. I'm actually writing a book as well. Mine will be out towards the end of the year. I already have a publisher for it. Of course, anyone can be self-published on Amazon. Yeah, link your book. I'll allow it. You can link your book. I don't give a shit. Go right ahead. I'm happy to promote other artists. I can actually link individual podcasts if anyone wants. Don't do that. '50s sci-fi movies? Sure. I really like the creature from the Black Lagoon films. Well, I like the first one. The first creature from the Black Lagoon is fantastic. The monster was actually designed by a woman, and the guy who made the suit tried to take credit for the design, and she was like, fuck you. I'm not going to let you take credit for my monster. So she's actually famous for standing up and not letting a man take the credit for her monster. It's a great design. And the water scenes in that movie were revolutionary. And it actually was shown in 3D as well, which was pretty interesting. Uh, the second Creature of the Black Lagoon film is a bad movie. It's not terrible, but it's not super good. And that was actually Clint Eastwood's film debut. Clint Eastwood is in one scene of that movie as like a lab dude. And he just had a few exposition lines, I guess, but that was his film debut, was Revenge of the Creature, the second Creature of the Black Lagoon film. And then the third Creature of the Black Lagoon film is just straight terrible, where he like hyper evolves for some reason to become a land creature, but his brain doesn't change, so he still thinks he needs to be in the water, so he like drowns himself. Sorry if the TV's really loud. They're watching TV upstairs and they're just straight up blasting it. I mean, I don't mind, but I don't mind that they do, but if you guys mind, copy the link to what? Copy the link to what, though? I can't copy the link to those movies. I can copy the link to. Well, I don't have the link. How am I supposed to copy the link? Just post it in the chat. Unless it's not letting you. It might not be letting you. Yeah, I bought the original Creature from the Black Lagoon film, and it's one of my favorite films in my collection. I've seen it dozens of times, but I never bothered buying the other two because I didn't care for the second one, and the last one's just bad. What I really need to do is finish all the Mummy films because I haven't finished all the Universal Mummy films. One film that I've really been thinking about a lot recently because I have the action figure is Phantom of the Opera, the silent Phantom of the Opera movie with Lon Chaney Sr. I've been thinking about Lon Chaney Sr. movies a lot recently because he did like all his own makeup and stuff, which is real unprecedented even to this day. The man of a thousand faces, they would call him. Father of Lon Chaney Jr., most famous for being the Wolfman in Universal Monster films. But Lon Chaney Sr.'s Phantom of the Opera was really, really just horrifying looking creature. I remember Ray Bradbury was in an interview about Universal Monster films. He was in this Universal Monster documentary that I have, and he said he saw Phantom of the Opera with his brother, his older brother, when they were young, and when they were walking home after the movie, his brother jumped out and scared him, and then he ran all the way home crying to his dad, and then his brother got spanked because he scared him after the horror movie. And then the Phantom of the Opera set, I think it's either the Phantom of the Opera set or the Hunchback of Notre Dame set is the oldest. I think the Phantom of the Opera is the oldest indoor set to still exist. It's still on the Universal Studios lot, perfectly preserved. And then the Hunchback of Notre Dame set is the oldest outdoor set that still exists. And that was also a Universal horror movie, also starring Lon Chaney Sr., oddly enough. And in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, in the scene where he's being whipped, he's actually being whipped. They're actually taking that whip across his back. His upper back is kind of covered by the plaster hump, which was really heavy. But his lower back is getting hit with the whip. Like 100%, he's getting hit with the whip. So Oh, it was destroyed? When did that happen? I seriously want to know, because I feel like a couple years ago it was still up, wasn't it? I guess that makes the Hunchback of Notre Dame set the oldest one. I wish London After. God, I would kill to watch London After Midnight. Um, there was a big scandal when London After Midnight came out because a guy strangled his girlfriend in an alleyway, and in court he said he did it because London After Midnight scared him so much that he felt like he had to do it, which is obviously bull. I mean, the guy was obviously psycho. They destroyed it in 2014. Yeah, the documentary I have that talks about it came out before 2014. I think the documentary I have that talks about it came out in like 2012. I can't believe they destroyed it. That makes me sad. It makes me like actually upset. Shit. But yeah, I would kill to see London After Midnight. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, I need to see the rest of the Mummy films. Because I've seen the original Boris Karloff Mummy, and then I haven't seen any of the sequels. I haven't seen a single one of the sequels. But I have them on like a legacy collection. I have all the Universal original black and white movies that have the Mummy in them. I just need to find it because I don't know what I did with it. I think so. I have stacks of movies everywhere because I have stacks of movies everywhere, like all over my place, because I don't like I'm not at home right now. I don't have internet at home. So I have to watch everything on like DVD. So I just have stacks of DVDs and Blu-rays all over the place. It was all to make room for the Wizarding. You see, if the set was deteriorating and they couldn't restore it and they destroyed it, I would totally understand. But you destroyed that huge piece of film history for a theme park? You gotta be kidding me with that. I don't even like Harry Potter. I mean, it's pretty creative. J.K. Rowling's a hack, but she's a transphobic hack, but still. My drink is flat. Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Boo. That makes me upset. Now I'm extra upset. You've hurt me today, Colin. You have hurt me in my soul. Why couldn't you let me just go on believing that set still existed, man? Why couldn't you just let me go on being happy? You've destroyed me, Colin. You've absolutely ruined me. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Blue Phoenix Tail Lionhead. Nice username. An honest and innocent question. That's not an honest and innocent question. You know that's not. I'm gonna delete that because you're dumb. My guess is you don't have one. Uh, like bricks you build walls with? Sure. You're really adding a lot to the chat, Emperor. I'd probably be more popular if I didn't insult everyone that, that posts in chat. Uh, What do I think of Nintendo World that is opening in Universal Studios? Nothing. I don't like theme parks. I don't like theme parks, so I just straight up don't care. Oh, sorry. That TV's so loud. I could fall asleep right now. I actually slept in today. Even though I've been in quarantine, I haven't been sleeping in. The Thief and the Cobbler? I don't think so. Let me look it up. Oh, 1993? No, I've never ever seen this before. It looks kind of straight to DVD. Is this an Aladdin ripoff? Canadian, directed by a Canadian British animator? This looks like an Aladdin ripoff. It even takes place in Baghdad. Wait, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm being a little harsh on it. I might be. Okay, what I'm seeing here is that the Miramax final version is absolutely an Aladdin ripoff, but that was not to the intent from the beginning. Yeah, that's what I saw. It started in the early 60s, came out in the 90s, because it had real complex animation and all this stuff. But the final cut, according to what I'm looking at right now, was edited to be just like Aladdin. Vincent Price is in it? Well, now I gotta watch it. Yeah, there's a lot of articles about how the studio just butchered it. Uh, yeah, I've never seen it. Moral of the story, I've never seen it. If I do see it, I would prefer to see it in its original form. Uh, but I don't really care. Hmm. Hello, Layla, my friend. Long time no see. So, I searched Colin Fuller book to see if I could find your book. But there is an author called Colleen Fuller, and it just wants to correct to that. Anyways, any more questions? Flocka? Gucci Gang? Oh, we got a dab for Matthew. Of course. As usual. Oh wow, Neil Gaiman gave LeVar Burton blanket permission for all his works for LeVar Burton Reads. It's actually really cool. Oh no. Waffle House temporarily closes 365 restaurants amid coronavirus pandemic. If Waffle House shuts down, you know it's fucked. Prince Charles has the corona. Poop. Alright, just give me a sec. Wow, those are some eyebrows. Yeah, I don't see a book, buddy. Oh, wait, here we go. Short story about an unknown figure who saves the life of a woman. The villain, filled with anger and rage, is hunting the two lovebirds. You might want to. What's with this cover art? I'm going to check out your author page, actually. Might just follow it. You do a good job keeping it updated. What? Hold on. I'm just reading your about page. you you have a lot of hair. It says your about page. It says when he was young, he had an interest in art. But you look pretty damn young. I think you look young, and I'm in my 20s. Hold on, I'm not reading the chat at all because I'm on a different tab. The trailer has the link. Yeah, I figured that out. Yeah, it does need a little editing. I would take out the thing about the 26 plus upcoming works. That's a little ambitious, and it kind of sets a bar that you have to meet. You know what I mean? Sock and donuts need to be either italicized or in parentheses. Tell me about the cover art on the book. Tell me about the cover art. Slaka. I just got a job interview. Hold on one sec. Wait. This doesn't look right. Oh, okay, now I see. I read it wrong. Okay. I'll schedule that later. Good to know I got an interview, though. Well, I was just curious. I don't know if you're subscribed to my second channel, but that's where I do all my movie reviews now. Is on the second channel. Also, it'll be easier for people to find the link to the page in your description if you put it above the fold. So how are all of you spending quarantine? I should spend it writing, but I'm not. It is capitalized. Yeah. My spring break was extended by a week because during my spring break they decided to shut my school down and move it to all online classes. So I'm just waiting for school to start back up Monday. I should be writing a term paper, but I don't feel like it. I've just been writing so much recently that I have writer's fatigue because not only have I been writing papers for school and all this stuff, I've also been writing my book, which I'm almost done with the first part of. It's a tokusatsu book. I'm so exhausted from writing because I was also writing podcasts at the same time. I was writing for two different podcasts and writing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I just have writer's fatigue. I just have straight up writer's fatigue because I was writing so much. I was spending all my free time writing. Ideally, if I could just make money off podcasts and writing, I would, but That's not how it is right now. Yeah, I post my podcasts on YouTube, but they go up several days earlier because, like, it's up to like on my gaming podcast, it's up to like episode 12 right now, but I've only posted through episode 9 on YouTube. So you gotta listen to it on Spotify or something. Who likes tabletop gaming? Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, etc. Bad at merch. Bad at merch. Okay, so I actually have a tabletop gaming podcast that is weekly. Next episode comes out Saturday. I posted an extra episode this week that came out this morning simply because of the coronavirus. I wanted to. Whoa, my views have spiked on the podcast. That is incredible. That is good. That's good. My views have spiked. I host it with some friends. The first couple episodes, we weren't really in the groove yet, but now I think we've pretty much figured it all out. There's an introduction episode. The next 2 episodes, we tell like funny stories. Episode 3 is a Magic the Gathering set review. Episode 4 is a Kaiju board game review. Episode 5 is D&D story. Episode 6 is D&D stories. Episode 7 is about miniatures. Episode 8 is about the Pokemon trading card game. Episode 9 is about Munchkin. Episode 10 is more Dungeons and Dragons stories. Episode 11 is about learning to play Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. Episode 12 is kind of scattered D&D stories. I'm kind of having a Dungeons and Dragons marathon on the podcast right now. But you can watch it or listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, and several other places. Breaker, etc. I know you do, Layla. You helped me build my deck. Well, because you recommended Temple Altasaur and Ripjaw Raptor for me, which I added 4 Ripjaw Raptor to my deck and 2 Temple Altasaur to my Magic deck. There's the podcast. I also have 2 other podcasts, which are more written. This one's more talk show style, impromptu. Yeah, we've got a lot of views recently. I guess because of the quarantine. Very nice. Yeah, the 28th at 9 a.m. An episode about dungeon mastering goes up. All right, see you, Connor. The others are Toku King and In the Fog, which I can look up for you. Toku King only has a couple episodes out, sadly. It's on hiatus because our editor for Toku King also works at a grocery store. He's an essential worker right now, so he has no time to edit. So it's kind of just been stagnating. but it's like a kaiju tokusatsu type thing. I think most of you will really like Toku King once it gets going. Season 2 of Toku King is the best writing I've ever done in my life. Just straight up. So I can't wait for season 2 to happen. And then In the Fog is a horror anthology podcast. Colin would have liked this one. So award-winning filmmaker Lionel Jeffries and I write horror stories, and then I record them. This one isn't really. This one isn't scheduled. We just kind of release a new episode whenever we feel like it. But I really like it. Most of them are kind of creaturey. I'll get you a link. Just give me half a second. It's not showing up for some reason. If you just go to the description of any of my videos, it'll... Like, the links for all the podcasts are... the links for all the podcasts are just in my video descriptions on YouTube, honestly. Here. Let me show you. YouTube Studio. Should have just done this in the first place. Let's click on my newest review, which is Kamen Rider 5's. It was published today. Yeah, I'd watch that show, Layla. There. That's all 3 podcasts. Those links will take you to wherever you want to listen to them. I recommend Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Apple Podcasts if you have Apple, Spotify if you have literally anything else. I got this tuft of hair sticking out right here. It's on both sides. Like my hair's getting too long, so it's curling out like little devil horns. Wahayam. Oh, that sounded anti-Semitic. It's not. I just like saying Wahayam. I'm getting a call. Oh. Hello? Yes? Yes, thank you. You too. Just calling to remind me of my doctor's appointment. I'm getting some weird spam messages. Like, this is spam. Where am I getting all this spam from? Anyways, yeah, those are the podcasts. Toku King is the Tokusatsu Kaiju audio drama. Tabletop Recap is the tabletop gaming podcast. And In the Fog is the horror anthology podcast. No one's being real interactive here. Anyone have any thoughts on the Power Rangers Beast Morphers or the upcoming dinosaur season? Okay, well, if no one wants to chat anymore, I'm just gonna go. So, I'll see y'all next time. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time.